We'll be discussing Qaddafi, as you see. Before we get started, the pictures that's in the slideshow are kind of graphical, very violent, a lot of blood. Well, not to say a lot of blood, but those are pictures of killings, people who dead, things that happened to them. So just be aware. I will let you know when they do pop up. My goal is to enlighten you and advise you how Qaddafi should be brought to justice for all the horrible things that he did in his past. A little history about Qaddafi. He was born in 1942 in the desert region in Libya. Qaddafi was the youngest of a peasant family. He graduated from the University of Libya. He wasn't dumb, that's one thing. He also graduated from Libya's military academy. While in the military academy, select a few of his friends, his partners in crime, made a group. They came together and made a secret group, and they were dedicated to overthrow the Libyan monarchy right at the time. In 1965, he went to Britain. He went to British for Army Staff College. In 1969, he was the captain of the army, and he led a court group to depose King Qaddafi. Since Qaddafi has taken power over the Libyan government 40 years ago, he has been known for his support for many international terrorist organizations. One, these are just a few of the terrorist attacks that he did. Not a lot, there's plenty. The first one was the 1986 Berlin bombing. On April the 5th, a Libyan attack on the Bell nightclub in West Berlin, Germany occurred. As you see, this was the club afterwards. They blew it up. One Turkish woman was dead, was pronounced dead, and 3 U.S. servicemen. 230 people was injured, including more than 50 Americans. The bomb was placed underneath a table close to the DJ booth, and it just exploded up the whole club, as you see right there in the picture. Pronunciation of his name, it might be kind of iffy, but it says it's Mushbah Abdul Gahazmi Estir, a Libyan who worked in an embassy in Berlin, was Qaddafi's right-hand man. He was his spy inside of the Libyan embassy in Berlin. The Qaddafi bombing. This happened in 1988. As you see, this is the plane. We're going to get into him later on a little bit. But this was the plane afterwards. This is also another picture of the plane as well. The plane was going from London to New York's JFK International Airport. 243 passengers were killed. 16 crew members were killed also. 11 more citizens, just bystanders in the city of Laqaba, were also killed from the planes, the frame and everything of the plane falling from the sky. It killed 11 people who were just in the city at the time, in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ali Mahad al-Magraha was a Libyan who was convicted of his involvement in January 2001. He was sentenced to life in prison in Laqaba. In August of 2009, he was released because they said that he was dying. He had 3 months to live, so they released him into Libya. A lot of spectators, not spectators, but a lot of researchers, they assumed that this was because of money. That's the reason why he was released. It wasn't nothing because they were trying to be kind and pity on the man, but it was more of a money issue. Qaddafi has a lot of money, so that's where he covers up all these bad things that happen. This is the guy right here who I was speaking about. Another plane bombing in 1989. 156 passengers were killed, 14 crew members died. The plane took off from N'Djamena. That was in Chad. I probably pronounced it wrong, I'm sorry. But 46 minutes later, after it took off from the airport, it blew up over the Sahara Desert. This picture right here is very graphical. The next one. So, them are bodies. Dead bodies. Take the time to look at it. Blood everywhere. This is what he was doing in the 80s, in the early 90s. So what we see now of him is he's trying to change his whole image. But his past speaks for itself. I don't even have to go into detail about this. You can just see. Look at it. People, prisoners, killed for no reason. No reason at all. Over 1,200 prisoners were killed that day. 1,200. These are some more hopeless victims. The people surrounding them are politicians in Libya. They were teachers, they were students, they were people who was trying to do something for themselves. These are all innocent victims. None of these people did any crime. None of them. But because Gaddafi felt like they were controlling and they were getting power, they were getting educated, he assassinated them, he killed them, he hung them, he tortured them. This guy right here, he was actually tortured and hung publicly in front of the College of Agriculture in Libya for no reason, because he was a professor helping students, trying to help students. We ask ourselves, why? Why does he do this? For what reason? Many questions go. Why hasn't he been brought to justice? In America, Michael Vick was killing dogs, brought to justice. This man is killing people. People. And he's not brought to justice. So we ask ourselves, why Qaddafi? Why? Thank you. You all have a good day.
Thank you.